I've been talking forever, so Quinn, I'm going to let you talk about your team because they had just as bad of a weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that happened was defense finally broke. Our defense has been great. I think they were second in the league in like lowest number of points allowed or something like that. I forget exactly what it was on the graphic, but the defense was great, but they let the Niners get a touchdown on the first drive, and then when the Niners were driving towards the end of the game, they let them get another touchdown. And um, we needed some different play calling. Because if you hadn't, well, Dylan, you might not know this, but someone on Twitter went through and analyzed the Eagles' last drive, and the plays consisted of, I think, about uh, four plays that were like four verts, so just receivers basically running straight, more or less. Then I think maybe like two slant routes, or like two slants for two different plays, and then one other play that was somewhat similar, a little creative, but just awful play calling. Like, okay, we need to win the game. What are we gonna do? Just send all the receivers down the field. Well, we'll huck it up to them, and it's just awful. But I may not be. You might be like, why is he not more like annoyed by this? But it's because Patullo is gone. It's on my little thing beneath my name. We have eliminated Patullo. He no longer is going to be the offensive coordinator. Um, in the like the statement. It was technically officially Sirianni that let him go, basically from that position. So they might
The
retain
guy who
him.
promoted him fired him. Great.
Yeah, yeah. So it's fantastic he's gone because he was a terrible play caller. Um, but then it's just a question of who do we get? Because on one hand, we need somebody who actually okay. There's a few things wrong with the Eagles this year. It wasn't just all him, but all on Patullo, but like the offensive line was hurt. They didn't have great years. I mean, none of our linemen made any of the Pro Bowl or all 2025 team or
There's
anything,
a
which we didn't talk
certain
about.
receiver that was chirping and decided to
Yeah,
drop some passes. That might have
yeah,
played his last game as an Eagle. Just saying.
yeah. Briefly, the all 2025 team, the first team included Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell, and Mitchell was put there above Pat Surtain. Just saying. Anyway, um, yeah, AJ Brown. I don't think he's gonna leave unless he really wants out. But this is just the media. The media wants him to leave. They want him to leave so bad. They're like, "Oh my God, the Eagles, they lost. AJ Brown dropped the ball. He looked annoyed. He argued with Sirianni. He's gone." That's all the media wants this year. And all Patriots fans probably want too because they want a receiver and they like Brown. But I don't think it's going to happen. And Brown understands that. I certainly imagine, think he's smart enough to understand, like, well, play calling was bad this year. He still got his 1,000 yard season, but the Eagles didn't do well because they had a problem called Kevin Patullo. And certainly AJ Brown understands that. We have him on contract for a while yet, 3 years, I want to say, and then maybe two now, but I don't think he's going to go. I was talking about this with a guy at work, and it's just unless AJ Brown really wants out, which he might, but I'm hoping, and I don't know if he. I don't think he'll go. The drop passes did hurt, um, but I mean, there's a lot more to the game than AJ Brown catching three passes. It was unfortunate, but our offense was bad. This wasn't surprising that we lost, so that made it a little better. But it's still disappointing that we did. Um, but I mean, Patullo's gone. So now we have to start the search. Also, something I think is interesting is we have a pattern on the Eagles of wild card exit, go to the Super Bowl, wild card exit, go to the Super Bowl. We're back at wild card exit right now, and both times we went to the Super Bowl, and then the next year we just and our coordinators left. We're like, who should we hire? Let's hire from within. And I don't think that's a bad option. And I like the Sirianni's like loyalty to his people. But the issue with hiring from within with the Eagles right now, with this kind of like coaching staff, is well, I'll give an example of like comparing. So like the Rams, for instance, you have Sean McVay, great like offensive mind strategist. He's good at offense and creating plays. Sirianni is great at motivating his team. Excuse me, and being a people guy. He is not a strategist. He is not a scheme guy. So when you have the Rams and you have a offense coordinator from the Rams, and you're like, okay, maybe he'll be good. Or if the Rams are promoting somebody from within to offensive coordinator, that guy's been there learning from McVay, seeing how he operates, seeing what he calls, being in the building and learning from a strategist, which works well when you promote them, or at least has a lot better chance of working well because they've seen great stuff from Sean McVay. If you go to the Eagles and you promote a guy from within there, as we've seen 2 years now, he's a good leader. He's a good motivator and leads his team. He's not a good play caller. He's not a strategist. He doesn't know. I mean, we saw Patullo. First half, fine when he schemes everything, but he can't adjust. And then he just calls four verts, four verts, four verts at the end of the game when you need to win. And that's the issue. We like Sirianni. Say what you will. I honestly don't know what to say about Sirianni, but he has a winning record. He's has one of the winningest records. I don't know if that's actually a term or not, but it's the sports media loves it. So winningest records of a lot of head coaches right now, but he can't promote the guys from within because they don't learn anything useful for their jobs from him. So so that brings up the question of what are the Eagles going to do then with coordinator? There's a lot of good options right now, but all of them are going to be here for 1 year and then gone the next because they'll come in. We'll probably go to another Super Bowl, hopefully, like the Pattern's going. And it's a great spot for coordinators because, I mean, what was I just talking about? And then the talent on the Eagles, like this is a great place to go. Like, look at all the weapons you have. Like that's fantastic. Who wouldn't want to coach for the Eagles? And then if they can't get a head coaching job now, or if it's like the Raiders, like if I was a coordinator, I'd rather go to the Eagles, be a coordinator for a year, and get probably the top head coaching job the next year, or at least one of the top jobs next year, over going and being the head coach of like the Raiders and like dealing with a rebuild. So yeah, all of that to say, disappointing loss, not unexpected, um, but exciting that we got rid of our head coach. We'll have to see who we hire. I think the best bet is trying to find someone who's like Vic Fangio doesn't want to leave after this. Frank Reich, I know, is a name that's been mentioned because he's been around, he's been a head coach, hasn't worked out, but when he was the coordinator for the Eagles, we did pretty well. So I don't know if he still got it, but there's a question. Do you take him and take a risk or a chance on him being great again or not? Or do you go and hire somebody who's going to be here for a year, maybe win another Super Bowl, and then deal with this whole problem again next year? I don't know. I'm kind of a fan of trying Reich, but thankfully that's not my job and I don't have to decide that. But I mean, either way, Eagles are in a pretty good spot. And I think we have like the 22nd pick or 23rd, which is a little bit of a silver lining because we can get a bit of a better player than than the pick we had last year. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy today, and other things too have helped. But yeah, pretty good day.
I also think too there's just plenty of opportunities and plenty of coaches because how insane this carousel has been to look besides within and go back to someone like Frank Reich, who was good, but not sure if he would fit right now with this offense. His offense was kind of completely different back when he was coordinator. When you got guys like, I think Mike McDaniel's a slam dunk that I think you should be calling right now to go get that job. Him, I know you mentioned Dayball in the past. Any of those two that may not be the greatest head coaches, but are great coordinators, maybe even if they don't last. I say you go for that. But it's crazy the similarities of both of us with brutally disappointing playoff losses, but you're in a good mood at least because Patullo pretty much universally won a gun. I mean, for God's sakes, your fan base was throwing eggs at his house after the Bears loss. While
Deserved, to be fair.
ours was kind of more of a bittersweet, like, yeah, it needed to happen, but he's been around for so long. It's a little bit different scenarios, but you guys just won a Super Bowl not even a year ago, and the fan base doesn't care. Like, you're one of the only objective Philly fans. Everybody else just wants everybody fired and don't care about the Super Bowl. Again, it's a what have you done for me now lately? Well, I guess in Philly, it's what have you done for me this year? Because last year don't mean a damn thing anymore. It's insane. I also think it's crazy, too, unless A.J. Brown wants out, you can't let him go. That offense, Devontae Smith's good, but man, losing the threat and presence of him, it's similar to DK in terms of like both big physique receivers that may not produce the best stats, but their presence alone helps the offense. So it'd be crazy if he was gone, but it's more up to him, which might be a little worrying.